I'll be reading a story called The Trumpet for my Thursday morning students. The Trumpet. It was evening when a visitor dropped by at the house of Dr. F. "I heard you've been on a trip. Where did you go?" he asked. "I went on an expedition to the interior of a tropical country. It was most interesting. Hacking my way through jungles and trekking over mountains," said the doctor. "I expect you went with a large party." "No, I went on my own with a guide." A strange look came over the visitor's face when he heard this. "I can't believe it. Surely there must have been lots of fearsome animals." "Yes, of course, but they were easily driven away." "But to do that you need rifles and bullets. You would have needed more than 2 people to carry them." "No, I didn't use any rifles." "Then how did you manage it?" asked the visitor, getting interested. The doctor stood up, went into the next room, and came back with an elongated object. "With this! It's my own invention, a trumpet." It looked like a trumpet, but it was not an ordinary one. It had a small bulb attached to the end, and something resembling a telescope fitted to the side. It also had a lot of complicated fixtures that looked like electrical parts. "What does it do?" asked the visitor. "I once read a story about a flute that could call birds. Taking that as my cue, I've invented something that does the opposite. It drives them away. And of course, it doesn't just work on birds. It works on any sort of animal. The lens attached here can detect what animal it is, and the instrument will automatically reproduce the sound the animal hates most. In other words, I can make the animal run away immediately simply by pointing the trumpet at it and blowing. The light at the end enables me to use it in the dark." "I see. Unlike a gun, this allows you to get by without any unnecessary slaughter. But does it really work?" To answer this, the doctor simply pointed it at a cat that had just strayed into his garden. Then he blew. The trumpet made a noise of a dog barking, and the cat bolted. "There you are. If I had aimed at a mouse, it would have made a noise like a cat. If I had aimed it at a bird, it would have sounded like the flapping of a hawk's wings. That's how it works." "So you had nothing to fear on your journey?" "No, but I had a fright when I got back. One night I was awakened by a burglar in the next room. To call out would have been too dangerous, and I couldn't get to the phone. Living in a modern society is rougher than living in the jungle." "So what did you do?" "I decided to use a trumpet." The burglar panicked and ran. "What sort of noise did it make?" "The sound of a police siren." The visitor was even more impressed. "It really works, doesn't it?" "Well, why don't you try blowing it at me? I'm sure I won't be startled." I can't use it as indiscriminately as that," said the doctor, shaking his head and walking into the next room to put it away. As his visitor waited for him to come back, the clock struck 10. "Oh, it's 10 already?" he said. "My watch must be wrong. I'd better be leaving." With that, he said goodbye and left. The doctor chuckled to himself as he watched him go. "He didn't realize it was the trumpet," he said. "When visitors won't leave, they get in the way of my research." The end.